Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm an event planner at the Orange County Library System. I plan author events and writing workshops, and I invited some of my writing friends to provide writing tips for you. This next one is from author Betsy Uhrig.
Hi, my name is Betsy Uhrig, and I'm the author of the upcoming middle grade novel Double the Danger and Zero Zucchini. But for most of my professional life, I've been a copy editor and production editor of trade books for adults and children, which means that I've seen copy editing from both sides, as the copy editor and the copy edited. I'm here today to give writers a few tips on what to expect from the copy editing process and how to get the most out of it. Copy editing is what happens after your book has been edited. That first layer of editing tends to be big picture stuff like plot arcs and character development. When it's done, the manuscript is turned over to a production editor, me, for copy editing. If this is your first time, the copy editing stage might come as something of a rude shock. You thought you were done, and here's this whole other round of edits and questions. But copy editing is a vital part of making sure that your book goes out without any embarrassing errors, from typos to grammatical mistakes to timeline glitches, to the kind of continuity problems that leave your character writing a note with both hands tied behind her back. Your copy editor will use whatever dictionary and style guides your publisher asks them to, usually Webster's Dictionary and the Chicago Manual of Style for trade books. All those fussy copy editing changes, making 2 words into 1 or 1 word into 2, or adding or subtracting hyphens, come from those references, and you can pretty much ignore them unless you have strong preferences in those areas. It's highly likely that when you get your manuscript back from the copy editor, it will look intimidating. It's a rare book that doesn't have multiple copy editing changes on every page. I'm always surprised when I'm copy editing if a page goes by that I do absolutely nothing to. And there will be queries, many, many queries. Queries can involve tiny things like, did you mean to repeat the word suddenly 3 times in that paragraph, to, uh-oh, this is the second Sunday in a row. Most queries will take you mere seconds to resolve. A few, like timeline and continuity problems, might require a little bit of rewriting or scene juggling. But the point is, it won't take you nearly as long to deal with these queries as it might appear at your first horrified glimpse. Some copy editors are all smiley faces and love this in the margins, and others are all business, and you can look in vain for any hint of praise or warmth in their comments. It doesn't matter which kind you get. It matters that they notice that you wrote diffuse the bomb when you meant defuse the bomb. Or in my case, that you wrote geographical layer of linty tissues in her purse when you meant geological layer. It's also the copy editor's job to point out things that are probably deliberate but might possibly be an error. And this is sometimes where things can get dicey. Because of course you wanted your character to use the wrong word here. Surely any halfway sentient reader could see that. But the copy editor can't know for sure that in this particular spot you wanted the bad guy, who is kind of dim, to offer to diffuse the bomb. The copy editor has to ask in case it's an error, which might get annoying, but it can also save your bacon. Having been on the other side of a copy edit recently for the first time, I'll freely admit that copy editors can sometimes lean more toward correctness than you might want if your writing is conversational or quirky, and they may fix something that you want left alone. This is where STET comes in. STET, which means let it stand in copy editorese, is your best friend when you review your copy edits, because if the copy editor has changed something that you want left alone, all you have to do is say STET. That's it, and it's left alone. You wouldn't believe how amazing it felt for me getting to use the all-powerful STET for the first time as an author. That said, consider why the change was made before you reflexively STET something. You might not know what a dangling modifier is and think it's no big deal to leave it in there, but do some research, ask questions, and think about it before you insist. As a copy editor, I once had an author write STET so many times in a manuscript that he started using fun versions of it like Stetsky and Stederoony. But he was always polite and incredibly grateful about the stuff he didn't STET. And that's important. Your copy editor is on your side, truly. And if you get testy, it only makes things harder for both of you. And be aware that while some publishers don't send the manuscript back to the copy editor when you're done, others do. So please, for both your sakes, be professional and refrain from snarky or hostile comments on the manuscript. If you truly think the copy editor did an objectively subpar job and want your editor or production editor to know that, send them a separate email. Finally, if your book is super quirky and you suspect it's going to drive any straight-laced copy editor right up a wall, make a list ahead of time of things you don't want meddled with. Your hatred of the Oxford comma, your weird use of dashes, the fact that in your fictional world there are 2 Sundays in a row, whatever. It's also okay to ask for an overall light copy edit if you're sure that's what you want. As an author, I'd rather have a copy editor err on the side of doing too much rather than too little, though. You can always stet. That's it from me, your hybrid author copy editor. Thanks for listening, and I hope this has been helpful.
Thank you for watching. To learn more about writing workshops and see more videos, visit ocls.info/writerscorner. Orange County Library System is your place to learn, grow, connect.